Hey there, welcome to, it's kind of a beautiful day here in New Jersey. It's about 45 degrees. There is snow everywhere, as you can see behind me, but it's kind of nice. So, snow, I'm kind of tired of it. I don't know if you've been tracking these last couple of videos, but we've certainly seen a lot of snow here in and around New Jersey. So today I wanted to chat a little bit about salt. Actually, we've been rolling through, if you're in our Join Days Band member area, you know that we've been rolling through the Beatitudes in Matthew, and I wanted to read a little bit from those Beatitudes and give a little bit of a dive into one of the devotions. Actually, it's from just a few days ago, but Matthew 5:13 says this. It says, "You are the salt of the earth, but if the salt has become tasteless, how can it be made salty again?" Right? It is no longer good for anything except to be thrown out and trampled underfoot by people. And notice that, Jesus says you are the salt, right? Capital A, capital R, capital E. You are the salt. Not like this isn't something that's up for debate. Like, we are the salt of the earth. And I've always had not issues with this verse, but I've always been like, what the heck does he really mean when you're talking about being the salt of the earth? So I dug into a little bit, and here's just a little bit about what that's about. Like, salt doesn't mean much while it's sitting outside of the salt shaker. Well, it's in the salt shaker either, but it's of great value once it's mixed into the right proportions of our food, right? When it's sprinkled on food, or better yet, cooked into food, it transforms the food. So also, Christians sitting alone in the comfort of their homes are unlikely to make much of a difference to the people outside their door, the people who need Christ. It is as we rub elbows with others, both Christians and non-Christians, that we have the opportunity to bring a Christ-like flavor to their lives. However, we must always stay alert so that we impart a Christ-like flavor to them, rather than allowing them to impart a secular flavor to our lives. Pretty important point, right? Like, we certainly don't just want to sit on the couch. We say this all the time with our Monday night worship live streams. We are not a community that sits on the couch and doesn't act. We act a lot. And we try to change lives in the name of Jesus. And this is a really, really valid point. Like, we can't change lives by just sitting on a couch, right? Even during this lockdown, there are ways to change and save lives, and just talk to people about who Jesus is in your life. And I would encourage you to kind of dig in a little bit to that. I mean, we offer plenty of ways to do that in our community, and we would love to have you guys join us. But I thought that was a really, really important point. Salt is a perfect metaphor for the people of God, right? We have a responsibility to transform the environment in which we find ourselves. That is our responsibility, and more importantly, it's like this beautiful opportunity that Jesus gives us, right? He led by example. Everywhere he went, as we've been reading through Matthew, everywhere he went, change was happening. Change was happening. It was absolutely amazing. It also said here that, we're often few in number, right? But that doesn't matter, Our community here, we regularly get anywhere between, I would say, 75 and 100 people on our live streams, but we reach a few more than that. But, as we start our communities on Wednesday nights now, those are going to be small communities. And it doesn't matter if it's one person or 10 or 100, we still have the ability and the responsibility to get out there and affect change. Just as a few grains of salt can make a big difference in food, so also a few faithful Christians can make a big difference in the world. I love that quote. And the parallels are indeed fascinating, right? Like, I never really looked at it this way and dug into the meaning of Jesus's words, but we are salt. We are the salt of the earth. And we're the salt that seasons and helps others on their walk with Jesus. Man, that is like, it's daunting when you think about it. But I think, okay, so it can be a little daunting, right? Like, that's certainly one way to look at it. Oh my goodness, what am I going to do? How can I do this? How am I going to, it's just crazy. But when you stop and just break it down and just start your day with prayer and say, God, today, what can I do today? What can I do in the next hour? What can I do in the next few minutes that can be an example of Jesus? And how can I be a reflection of Jesus today? Right? Jesus warns us not to be complacent. If salt loses its taste, it becomes worthless, right? Salt cannot change its chemical composition. You can't get the flavor back in salt. And the parallel here is really, really obvious, right? The danger for the church today is that it is tempted to give too much credence, check this now, too much credence to the values generated by the world and too little to the values found in the Bible. Someone has said that to learn what the church will be saying in 5 years, this is a great quote, just familiarize yourself with what the world is saying today. Oof. There's a good deal of truth in that, but the interval is often much less than 5 years, right? Think about that. Like, when that happens, we cease to be salt. We just become good for nothing. We become basically what the world is. And Jesus says we are not of this world, right? We are citizens of heaven. Our citizenship is in heaven. So sure, we live in the world, but don't live in the world. Don't let the world influence your decisions. Don't let it influence who you are and how you work in your life and how Jesus works in your life. Jesus first. Jesus is greater than the world. I love that. So today, as you go about your day, right, find ways to keep the flavor of Jesus' teachings in and around your life. Don't let the world influence your decisions. Take them to God in prayer. Same with your actions, your conversations, everything. Take it to God in prayer. Ask for his influence in your life, not the influence of the world. And that really is like, I guess that's the bottom line of what this devotion is about today. It's just like, hey, we don't want the world to influence our decisions. We want to be the salt of the world. We want to be a reflection of Jesus, but not let all of the world and all that it brings into our lives influence our decisions. We need to keep grounded in prayer, grounded in the Word. And that's why we're doing what we're doing in our communities. And that's why we're doing what we're doing in our devotions as well, our daily devotions. Like, if you're not signed up for our daily devotions, you need to be. Okay, head over to joindaysband.com. Sign up today. You need daily devotions in your life. And we make them super easy. We just want more and more people to be influenced by Jesus in their life and not influenced by the world. So anyway, that's kind of what today was about. I just was reading about salt and thinking about salt and how much I love putting salt into olive oil and pepper and dipping a piece of bread in there. So pretty awesome. All right, it's getting windy. It's getting chilly. I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.